Om Vakratunda Mahakaya Surya Koti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kurume Deva Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada Saraswati Namastubhyam Vanate Kamarupini Vidyarambham Karashyami Siddhir Bhavatu Me Sada Gurave Sarvalokanam Vishaje Bhavaroginam Nidhaye Sarvavidyanam Dakshinamurtaye Namaha Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murtibheda Vibhagine Vyomavat Vyaptadehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha Sadashivasamarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Padam Shankaram Lokashankaram Sakshat Kritam Dayanandam Paramarthasvarupinam Tattvajnana Prashastaram Pranatosmi Param Padam Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastama Vidvishavahai Om Shanti 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 Om Namo Bhagavate Vaivasvataya Mrityave Brahma Vidyacharya Nachiketase cha Dvitiyodhyayah Tritiyavalli Dvadasha Mantraha. Let us read from the Sangati Bhashyam, mantra number 12. Buddhyadi cheshta vishayam chet
Buddhyadi cheshta
vishayam chet
Brahma idam taditi
Brahma idam
taditi
Visheshataha grigyeta
Visheshataha
Buddhyadi uparamecha
Buddhyadi
Grahana karana abhavat
Grahana karana bhavat
Anupalabhyamanam nasti eva Brahma
Nasti eva Brahma
Yadhi
Yadhi
Karanagocharam tadastiti prasiddham loke
Gocharam tadasti iti prasiddham loke
Viparitam cha asat iti
Viparitam
iti. What is that? Atascha anartako yogaha
Atascha
anarthako yogaha
Anupalabhyamanatvat va
अनुपलभ्यत्वात्
asti iti upalabdhavyam brahma
नास्ति
नास्ति
इति उपलब्धव्यं ब्रह्म
ब्रह्म
ityevam prapte idamuchyate.
इत्येवं
प्राप्ते इदमुच्यते.
The word yogaha, anartakaha, yogaha referring to the yoga what we discussed in the previous mantra. Tam yoga midi manyante iti, the previous mantra. Previous to mantra where we talked about the nididhyasanam, that is yoga. That is a yogam, ukta yogam. That without nididhyasanam, this vagadi indriya vishayatvam atmanaha here Nirakaroti. This mantra dismisses without the yoga, Atma is not available for Vagadi Indriya, Gocharam, Vishayatvam, Gocharatvam. Therefore, Anartakaha Yogaha Satyam
सत्यं
Eva Vachana Manasa
नैव वाचा
नैव वाचा न मनसा
Praptum Shakyo Na Chakshusha
प्राप्तुं
प्राप्तुं
शक्यो न चक्षुषा
चक्षुषा
Astiti Bhruvatoऽन्यत्र
अस्ति
भुवतोऽन्यत्र
ध्रुवतोऽन्यत्र
कथं तदुपलभ्यते.
कथं
तदुपलभ्यते.
तदुपलभ्यते.
We have seen the meaning of Sangati Bhashya and also the mantra and also few lines of the Bhashya. Sangati Bhashya, Bhashyakara raises an objection, not Bhashyakara, that imagines that Purvapakshi raises an objection because Buddhi and all everything is Buddhihina Visheshtate iti we saw. So if Brahma is not, it's only when it is available for instrument like the manas, etc., then only it can say this is Brahma, that is Brahma. And Buddhi itself, Buddhyadi Uparame, then what is the means available for cognizing Brahma? What is the means of cognizing Brahma? Cognizing Brahma not being there. Nasti iti. There is no possibility of grasping Brahma. Asti iti na upalabdhavyam Brahma. Nasti iti. Because buddhyadi cheshtata vishayam chet Brahma asti iti upalabdhavyam. Buddhyadi na chet. Buddhyadi cheshta vishayam na chet. Then there is no possibility. So it means connection to the previous mantra is that nididhyasanam vina, without shravana manana nididhyasanam, shravanam pratamam, dvitiya sadhanam mananam, tritiya sadhanam jnana nishtha tam, that is nididhyasanam, yogam, that is called yoga. Yogam vina Vagadi indriya dvarena Vagadi indriya vishayatvam atmanaha na nirakaroti, dismisses. Satyam, yes, it is true. What? Naiva vacha na manasa ayamatma vacha vagadi indriyena praptam na shakyaha manasa api idam daya vaktam yogyaha na bhavati atma. Brahma is this, you cannot say by the indriya pratyaksha, not available for indriya. If it is available for indriya, it will also become one more object. If it is one more object, then it is not Brahma. Therefore, Vagadi indriyena praptum na shakyaha ayamatma. Brahma na shakyam. Manasa Is it possible through mind? Manasa eva idamaptavyam neha nanasti kinchana. This mantra is there in the second chapter, first valli, 11th mantra, I think. There it says Manasa eva idamaptavyam, but this mantra says Manasa api na Manasa api Atma Manasa api praptam na shakyaha. Atma Manasa api praptam na shakyaha iti. Then how do you say, if that mantra says Manas, this mantra doesn't, it negates Manas? Is it not contradictory? No. That is why we need the tradition. How to interpret these seemingly contradicting statements. Because it seems, because it is contradictory, you should not dismiss the Shruti. If you dismiss Shruti, no pramanam available for knowing Brahma. For knowing Atma, no pramanam. Dismissing is ashraddha. There is no astikya buddhi. Giving the benefit of doubt to the teacher and the tradition, and readiness to accept the limitations on the part of oneself, ready to receive the teaching. When the teaching is contradictory, we have to understand it is not really contradictory. Shruti cannot contradict. Shruti has come from Bhagavan. How can Bhagavan contradict himself? Therefore, it is all seemingly contradictory, not real contradiction. Yamishreneva vakyena buddhim moha yasivame tadekam vadanishchitya yena shreyokam apniyat. Even Arjuna says in Gita, as though seemingly contradictory, as though you confusing me. So 2 times he says Iva, Iva. Bhagavan cannot really, Bhagavan Krishna cannot contradict. He told what is to be told very clearly. And therefore, your statement seems to be contradictory, and the seemingly contradictory statements, they seem to confuse me. It means your statement is not contradictory, but I am confused, giving the benefit of doubt to the teacher, that is Shraddha. Because Shishyastegam Shadimam Tvam Prapanam Iti is surrendered. After surrendered, if he doubts, then he will go for another teacher. So it keeps on going, then never will arrive at the truth. So wherever contradiction is there, it is not really a contradiction. In science, what is established by one person, a scientist, is the contradicted by his own disciple, his own student. Later, he will do a thesis on that, a PhD on that, and he will dismiss. Science grows. Vedanta need not grow. It is what it is. It doesn't grow, cannot grow. It is everything. The subject matter is Atma. There is no improvement of the teaching of Vedanta. You cannot improve upon it. If improve upon is the growth, that is not the growth. That is, in fact, that is dangerous thing in Vedanta. If a student tries to modify the teaching what he had received from the Guru in the Sampradaya, then it is most dangerous thing. It is against the tradition. He becomes Sampradaya then. He gets shifted away from Sampradaya. That's the most dangerous thing. In science, it is accepted because science grows. Atma doesn't grow. Atma doesn't go on any modification, doesn't go under any change. How can that which doesn't undergo change, the teaching of that can be modified? No, you cannot improve upon the truth. truth being what it is. Therefore, you cannot improve upon that. Therefore, the contradictory statements are there. We say seemingly contradictory. Eva, not really. Therefore, manasa praptam na shakyaha. This statement is there. And manasa eva idam aptavyam. Brahma, manasa eva idam aptavyam iti. The mantra is very clearly says manasa eva idam aptavyam. Only when you remember Purva, then only you can think about the contradiction. If you don't remember the previous mantra, then there is no problem at all. You don't remember, therefore, no problem. Only when you remember the previous mantra, then only the doubt will come. Even if the doubt doesn't come, the sampradaya, the teacher raises doubt. Anyway, but here doubt is not raised, but I am saying, because we have seen all the mantras, every mantra we have seen in detail. We take a lot of time to discuss each mantra. We recall what we studied also previously. So therefore, if you remember the mantra, then this doubt must come. Manasa idam aptavyam neganana stikinchana. That mantra, 11th mantra. Mrityo samrityam gacchati yaya naneva pashyati iti. Manasa eva idam brahma ekarasam aptavyam. Bhashyakara says in that mantra, Atma eva na anyata asti iti. Only by mind. What mind? Only by mind when you say. There we have to say, we have to see what is the Purva, the previous mantra. The context also we have to see, previous mantra. The first mantra was Yade Veha Tadamutra, Yadamutra Tadan Viha, Mrityo Samrityam Apnoti, Yeha Naneva Pashyati iti. The previous mantra, what mantra, and what mantra later follows. All this mantra to be taken into account to give the meaning of the mantra. So therefore, Manasa eva idam aptavyam, when we say, Manasa eva idam aptavyam when we say, and Manasa na praptam shakyaha when we say, both places, we have to interpret the word. Manasa is the one place it is aptavyam, one place is praptam na shakyaha. Here na praptam na shakyaha. So here then we have to add the adjective. What? Asamskritena manasa. We have to say asamskritena manasa, by the mind, which is not Samskrita, which is not Samskrita, it is Prakrita. Prakrita manasa na praptam shakyaha. For science and all, you don't need Samskrita manas. Prakrita manas is what is required. But for this Vedanta, you need the mind, which is Samskrita. Means not that it must know Sanskritam. Means the mind must be ready, refined. Mind must be endowed with all the necessary, the qualities of preparedness, should have Shraddha, should have Shama Dhamma, should have Viveka, Vairagya, that Viveka, all these are Samskrita. Samskritena Manasa, the mind which has done enough homework. The person who has done enough homework, who has done Nitya Nitya Vastu Viveka, and therefore Vairagya he has got. And he has got Shraddha in Shastra, he has understood what Pramanam is. And then all the karma and upasana. By all this, the mind has become refined. Yes, and the person has understood that the truth cannot be known by other means. So that mind is ready. Therefore, the mind is ready to receive the teaching, open to the teaching. That is Samskrita Manas. To get a Samskrita Manas itself is a big thing. Then only the teaching also will enter. Otherwise, the teaching, the mind is not Samskrita. The teaching, it will just pass through by the ears. It will not enter the ear. So a person must have done some punyam, even to hear, at least allow the words to enter the ear. Must have done some punyam. Without punyam, this is not possible, impossible. Ishvara Anugraha. Ishvara Anugraha Deva Pumsam Advaita Vasana. Without Ishvara Anugraha, that is why a lot of punyam is required. One has to earn punyam. Every day one has to earn punyam. Not just living a life which is purely swartha, selfish, the same routine, not doing any punya karma, puja karma, etc. Every day this all should be done and earn as much punyam so that the punyam will make a person reach the Shastram. So therefore, Samskritena Manasa, the mind which is ready, that Manasa eva idam aptavyam, by the mind, because we don't have, how will you know Brahma? If mind also it is not there, then how will you know Brahma? The samsara karanam is ajnana. Ajnana nivritti eva mokshaha. Ajnana nivritti is jnanam. Jnanena ajnana nivritti. That is why jnanam, ajnana is jnana virodhi. In the wake of jnanam, ajnanam goes away. Ajnanam goes away, jnanam, in the wake of jnanam, that jnanam is moksha iti. So, therefore, this jnanam is in the form of the vritti, the thoughts. Where do the thoughts occur? In the mind. The mind only, ajnana vritti is there. That ajnana vritti has to be knocked off by jnana vritti. So, jnana vritti is this shastra shabda, the vritti jnanam. What happens when you listen to the teaching of the shastram? The words enter, they enter you in the form of the thought, enter you, and it is in the form of the thought, the jnana vritti. That jnana vritti knocks off the ajnana vritti. Where does it happen? In the mind only. Therefore, mind is required for knowing Brahma, for jnanam, for moksha. So therefore, manasa eva idam aptam, means samskritena manasa, only by the prepared mind, the refined mind, Brahma aptavyam, Brahma can be known. If mind also it is not there, then how will you know Brahma? Then how moksha is possible? That is why they say those who have gone mad. The word mad also. Mad means mad is that the deranged mind. Because in US, I think the word mad is different. He has gone mad means anger. That meaning is there. But what I mean by the mad is the mind is deranged. For the deranged mind, this great opportunity of listening to the Shastra is not there, gone. This Janma, it is gone. This Janma is wasted for the deranged mind. Because no Viveka possible, no thinking possible, no Viveka possible. Now this Jnana Vritti can happen. So this Janma is lost. Very rare Manushya Janma, it is lost because the mind is deranged. It is papam. It is only nothing but papam. So therefore, Samskritena Manasa Idam Brahma Aptavyam. And here when we say Manasa Praptam Na Shakyaha, means Asamskritena Manasa Praptam Na Shakyaha. Asamskritena Manasa Nyatum Yogyaha Na Bhavati Atma. That is what we have to take here. Manasa iti. Chakshusha Chakshur Indriyena Praptam Na Shakyaha. Drashtam Yogyaha Na Bhavati. Chakshusha Drashtam Yogyaha Na Bhavati. Shrotrendriyana Shrotam Yogyaha Na Bhavati. Then we listen to the Shastram. Then how do you understand? Again, this listening to the words of the Shastram, the words have to enter. It can enter only through the ears. It is not like the words of like the words, or it is not like the ear, the pramanam, that Pratyaksha Pramanam, Indriya, does the job as in the case of other Pramanam. Here, this Indriyas, Pancha, Jnanendriyas are the Moola Pramanam. If ears are not there, words cannot enter. Ears are meant for knowing Shabda, sound or words. Pratyaksha Pramanam. By hearing a sound, you know, the horn of a vehicle, you know that it is a bike. That is Shrotrendriya. Or hearing the sound of a person, you know whose sound it is. Similarly, for knowing what it is, you need to have this Indriya, Shrotrendriya. And for Shastram, it is not like just like that. The words have to enter only through the ears. There is no choice. It cannot enter through your mouth or it cannot enter through your nose. Only through ears only it will enter. Because it is Moola Pramanam. Then the words, entered words, have to work on you. You have to work on the words which have entered. Means. Then Mananam, then Nidhyasam. All these things happen inside. So the ears are just the gateways for the words to enter. So therefore, Shrotrendriyana Shrotum na Yogyaha means it is not like the other objects, not like the objects, not like the objects which are objectified by Shrotrendriya, in other Pramanam. In Pratyaksha, Anumana, Arthabhati, Anupalabdha, in Upamana, in all these 5 Pramanam, but yeah, all the Pramanam, in fact, all the Pramanam, they are based on the Pratyaksha Pramanam, this Indriya Pramanam only, Indriya only. But here in Vedanta, with regard to Shabda, it is not like that. Shabda also through Shrotrendriya, but the entered words, it is not just the words enter and you get no like the sound of a vehicle, not like that. If the person is prepared, the words enter, then that entered words, the previously the Ajnana Vritti is there, that is knocked off. This Jnana Vritti knocks off the Ajnana Vritti and the person understands the truth. So, therefore, that is Shabda Pramanam. The word Shabda Pramanam itself says Shabda meaning the words. Science also, or the subject matter science also, which are that also is taught in the form of words only. But there's a difference between those words and Vedanta words. All being words, they create vritti in your mind. But there's a difference between those two words that you need to understand. All are words only. Words have to enter only through the ears. There is no other possibility. But there's a difference between the words of science and the words of the Shastram. The words of science, the words are the presentation of a fact or the truth which have been proved by other Pramanam. Whereas Shastram, the Shabda, that itself is a Pramanam that cannot be proved by other Pramanam. The words itself are the Pramanam and they enter the ears. As in the case of any other Pramanam, the entered words is that the words is in the form of the Jnana Vritti. They knocks off Jnana Vritti or create a new Jnanam as in the case of the science, etc. So, therefore, when we say Shrotrendriyena Shrotam Yogyaha na bhavati, it means it is not like the other words or other objects which are objectifiable by words. Then Tvagindriyena by the skin, can it be known by touch? Tvagindriyena sparshtum api na yogyaha bhavati. It can be known by Tvagindriya. Granendriyena gratum na yogyaha. ज्ञानेन्द्रियेण ज्ञातुं न योग्यः इति पञ्च ज्ञानेन्द्रियेण प्राप्तुं न शक्यः आत्मा. Therefore, it is not. Therefore, Vedanta Vachanena, Vedanta Vakyena eva, Gurumukhat, the words Gurumukha Vachanat, Gurumukha Vachanat, Vedanta Vachanena eva praptum shakyaha. Therefore only astikya buddhi. Asti iti bruvataha uktavantaha ye. Asti iti bruvataha uktavantaha taihi upalabhyate Brahma. Anyatra katam tad upalabhyate, by other than this, how it is possible to gain na iti. So Vagadi karna agocharam na. Yadi Vagadi karna agocharam chet, then tata nasti iti. That is prasiddham, sarva jana prasiddham, loke prasiddham. If Brahma is gocharam, Vagadi karna gocharam, nasti. If Brahma is not available for Vagadi, then it is not there. That is all. That is what people say. Vagadi karna agocharam. It is agocharam. That is agocharam only. It is mentioned in the first line. Sarva Vedanta Siddhanta Gocharam Tamagocharam. Viveka Chudamani, the first Prarthana Shloka itself. Sarva Vedanta Siddhanta Gocharam Tamagocharam. That Atma is Tam Agocharam, not available. It is Gocharam only by the words of Vedanta. Sarva Vedanta Siddhanta Gocharam. It is only Gocharam only by the Vedanta, not by the other Pramanantam. Agocharam, that which is Agocharam, it is Gocharam by Sarva Vedanta Siddhanta iti. Govindam Paramanandam Tat Sadgurum Pranatosmyaham iti, the first shloka of the Viveka Chudamani. So, therefore, yadi Vagadi karna agocharam chet Brahma tat nasti iti eva loke prasiddham. It is not there. Dismiss it, Brahma. Then, if we dismiss Brahma, if that is easy to dismiss, that cannot be dismissed. For that, what you need, that buddhi, astikya buddhi is required. Those who have, they say asti iti bruvataha, asti iti bruvataha, tatacha atmanaha. One commentator, another commentator says, tatacha atmanaha vagadi karana agocharatvat nasti iti evam nasti atma iti ashankya vagadi agocharasyapi jagat etoho atmanaha astitvam tavat agamadina pratiprattavyam iti aha asti iti. It is not available for Vag, etc. Therefore, Vagadi karna agocharatvat nasti iti, nasti brahma iti ashankya. So, people may have doubt because it is not available for the objectification of Vag, etc. Vagadi gocharasyapi Jagat etoho atmanaha astitvam tavat agamadina pratipattavyam iti aha asti iti. Therefore, he says, Vagadi agocharasyapi. Sorry, Vagadi agocharasyapi. Even though it is not available for Vagadi pramana, Vagadi agocharasyapi, this Jagataha hetuhu, this Brahma, asti iti, atma asti iti. How do you know? That is only from the Shastram. Agamadina pratipattavyam, to be obtained, to be known, to be gained only by the Shastram. even though it is agocharasyapi, bhagadi agocharasyapi. Therefore, asti iti. This Brahma is not one of the laukika vishaya. It is it is not laukika vishaya. Yat eva alaukikam jagat karana bhutam atmavastu tadasti iti sadrupam iti eva bruvataha uktavataha astikat anyatra नास्तिके तत् आत्मत्वं कथं केन प्रकारेण उपलभ्यते ज्ञायते न केनापि इत्यर्थः. This Brahma, it is not one of the laukika vishaya, not available for just your knowing as you know an object in the world. This Jagat Karana Bhutam Atma Vastu, the Atma, the Vastu, Brahma, which is the Karanam of this Jagat, Tat Asti. Sadrupam iti evam bruvataha uktavataha ke with astikaha. Astikat anyatra nastike. By nastika, those who don't believe in the Shastram. Taihi atma tattvam katam kena prakarena upalabhyate. Upalabhyate is nyayate. Iti aksheparte prashnaha. It means na kenapi, nobody. Other than the Astika, nobody can really understand, can know this Brahma. It means the moksha is not there for them. If they don't accept Shastram as a Pramanam, Astika Buddhi not there, then there is no possibility of moksha iti. Then the Vashya which we were reading will continue. Naiva vacha na manasa
Naiva vacha na manasa
na chakshusha
na chakshusha
anyaihi api indriyaihi
na anyaihi apindriyaihi
praptum shakyate ityartah.
praptum shakyate ityarthah.
Tathapi sarva vishesha ragitopi
Tathapi sarva vishesha rahitopi
jagataha moolam
jagataha moolam
iti avagatatvat
iti avagatatvat
asti eva
Asti eva
karyam asti eva karya pravilapanasya
asti
Karyapralapanasya
astitva nishthatvat
astitva nishthatvat
tata hi idam karyam
तथा हि इदं कार्यं
सूक्ष्म तारतम्य पारंपर्येण
सूक्ष्म तारतम्यपारम्पर्येण
अनुगम्यमानं
अनुगम्यमानं
सद्बुद्धिनिष्ठाम् एव अवगमयति.
तद्बुद्धिनिष्ठाम् एव अवगम्यति.
So up to this we saw naiva vacha na manasa na chakshusha napi indriyaihi praptum shakyate. That is very clear. Bhashakara letter as it is, yes, mentioned. Not possible to gain this. Atma praptum na shakyaha, jnatum na shakyaha. Praptum is upalabdum, jnatum. When you say Atma, it is only jnana vishaya. Praptum, when we say also it is jnatum ityartaha. Aparam chet praptavyam. Param chet jnatavyam. Bhashakara in the Upanishad here itself, in Kaṭhopaniṣat itself, he has said in one place, Param chet jnatavyam. Aparam chet labdavyam, praptavyam. If it is aparam, then it has to be gained in time, in place. Param chet, it is only for knowing. It is only for knowing knowledge. Knowledge is involved. There is no praptavyam in the literally gaining. It means no karma. The important word, all these are simple like sutra vakyas, Bhashakaras. Param chet praptavyam, aparam chet Param chet jnatavyam. Praptavyam is jnatavyam. Aparam chet praptam. Aparam chet praptavyam labdhavyam. To be gained. It means it has to be gained in time and place. Means karma is involved. Param chet praptavyam means jnatavyam. That we say jnatavyam. If it is param Brahma, then it is only for knowing. All the indriya for knowing that which are available for your perception. If it is Brahma is available for your perception, it will become one more object. Therefore, all the indriya will give you certain anubhava, certain experience. Knowledge, that gives them knowledge and therefore some experience. Whereas there is no Brahma experience. So in that sense, all these indriyas are dismissed. Because we dismiss the indriya doesn't mean they are of no use. Shotra indriya also, then we have to dismiss it. Shotra indriya doesn't function. Then the person loses the ability to listen to the Shastra. Therefore, you should understand when we dismiss these indriyas as not the means for understanding Brahma means it is not the Brahma is not one of the Vishaya which the Indriya can objectify and make you experience. Because Brahma is not a separate experience. In the experience of every Indriya, Brahma is there. Minus Brahma, there is no experience possible with the Indriyas. Indriyas itself will not function, will not exist. The existence of the existence which the Indriyas enjoy, that is not really of the Indriya, it is because of Brahma. Therefore, how can that Brahma be experienced? It is the father of all. How can these products can know the Karanam, can objectify the Karanam? That's why we say there is no Brahma Anubhava. If anybody says in the deep meditation they experience the Brahma, then it is complete contradiction. It is not really Brahma. The person has neither has understood what Brahma is, and therefore the experience also is not Brahma, because Brahma cannot be experienced. How can you? It is really a confused thing. The person is a confused person. He not understood what Brahma is. And it says Brahmanubhava. Shastram also uses Brahmanubhuti, Aparokshanubhuti. Anubhuti means Anubhava, experience. But it is, you have to carefully understand the meaning of the word Anubhava or Anubhuti. Anubhava, it also the word is used by these commentators. Brahmanubhuti. It is not a separate experience of Brahma. Aparokshanubhuti means not Brahma is separately experienced as like one more object. Not like that. In aparoksha, it is not paroksha. It is not something to be gained later. It is nitya aparoksha. It is now, here, and all the time. And that is known, that is to be understood as you cognized as that, because of which everything is available for your experience. Therefore, in every experience, Brahma is there, Brahmanubhava is there. If at all Brahmanubhava, one need not sit in meditation and say, I had an experience of Brahma. When you enjoy an object with the Indriya, you are having Brahmanubhava in every action, in every function of every Indriya. That is Brahmanubhava. So Brahmanubhava doesn't require separate state or the functioning of the Indriya. Everything has its existence, owes its existence to Brahma. Therefore, it is purely Brahma only, Brahmanubhava only. Speaking is Brahmanubhava, walking is Brahmanubhava, talking is Brahmanubhava, eating is Brahmanubhava, listening is Brahmanubhava. So where is separate Brahma Anubhava? There is no separate Brahma Anubhava. Therefore, when we dismiss this Indriyas, it means it is Brahma is not available for your experience, like we experience a Vishaya, a Laukika Vishaya. That is what it means. That is like na praptum shakyaha iti tathapi. Even then, even though Sarva Vishesha Ragitopi Brahma Jagataha Moolam iti Avagatatvat, that we already discussed. Brahma is the Jagat Karanam, even though the Brahma which is free from all Vishesha, it is Nirgunam Brahma. And that is the Jagataha Moolam, cause of the Brahma, cause of this Jagat. Therefore, it is understood as what? The cause of the Jagat. It means a little more understanding. Jagat is not separate from the Moolam, the Brahma, Karanam Brahma. Brahma is the Karanam, Jagat is the Karyam. So Jagataha Moolam Brahma we say. The Moolam, the cause of the Jagat is Brahma. Little more understanding, little inquiry, little more inquiry. The cause is Brahma, Karya is Jagat. Karya is not separate or not away from the Karanam. Karanam alone is in the form of this Karya. Nama Rupatmaka Jagat, the Nama Rupa being Nitya. So what is there is only Brahma. Where is Karanam? Where is Karyam? This is next level. First, that's why we say first asti iti. Jagataha Moolam Brahma asti. Astitva Jnanam. Finally, that asti gets resolved in asmi. That is myself. That is what is jnana. Nididhyasana, that sadhanena, this nishta, Jagat Karanam Brahma, agam asmi, culminates in that. Asti become asmi, asmitvam. The status of being myself. I being myself. So, Karya Vilapanasya Astitva Nishtatvad. Karya Pravilapanam, when the object is resolved, destroyed. Destruction means what? Destruction means it dissolves back into the Karana. If an object, if a form is destroyed, it gets another form. That form also destroyed, gets another form. That form also gets destroyed, another form. You cannot destroy the matter. That is what science also says, matter cannot be destroyed. So, Stula Karyam is destroyed. It is sustained by the Sukshma. It is sustained by Sukshma Karyam. Sukshma is also destroyed. Ati Sukshma. So, finally, you have to land up in what? That Karanam Brahma, which alone owes existence to all this Karyam. Therefore, Karanam Brahma, that Brahma, you cannot destroy it. So, therefore, Karya Pravilapanasya Astitva Nishtatvat. That Astitva Nishtatvat. Asti. Brahma Asti. Karya Vilapanasya. Karya is Mithya. Asti san Gataha. We saw in the last class. Gataha san iti. Pot is in the Brahma Sutra, all these are discussed. Gataha san. Here two amshas are there. One is Gata amsha, other one is Astitva amsha. Gata is Namarupa. That is one amsha, that is Mithya. Asti is Sadrupam Brahma. Because that is the amsha real. That is what the amsha is. The pot is, it has got only empirical reality. That is why we say Sat Asabhyam Anirvachaniyam. Pot is there or pot is not there. You cannot say pot is not. But is always there. Astitva Nishtatvat. Is always is there. That you cannot destroy. You destroy the pot, it reduces to clay. Clay is destroyed, reduces to particle. Particles is destroyed, further reduces subparticles. It goes, that isness, astitvam, that cannot be destroyed. Asti, asti iti, that buddhi is there. That cannot be destroyed. You cognize a pot. Where? In the buddhi. Pot is destroyed. Now clay is there. Clay is where? In your buddhi. Thank God, clay. The clay only as a vritti, not buddhi is clay. The pot is destroyed. Clay is there. That therefore astitva buddhi clay is destroyed. Clay particles are there. That astitva buddhi. Clay particles are destroyed. Sub particles are there. Astitva buddhi. That asti iti. Sukshma, when you reduce a karya into sukshma taratamya parampariyena anugamyavanam sadbuddhi ishtameva avagamayati. That sadbuddhi, that is sadbuddhi vishaya. That cannot get resolved into anything which is not available for resolution, not available for destruction. Astitva nishtatvat. You can change the object of consciousness, but consciousness cannot be changed. It cannot be resolved into another. Everything finally gets resolved into that. That is, and that is consciousness is. Chit is. The chit, there is no difference between chit and isness, astitva. Chit is sat. So that finally get resolved into the sat. The sat is chit in the consciousness, in the buddhi, buddhigata chaitanyam. That cannot be destroyed. So therefore, karya, the karana karya analysis that helps us to understand that everything as it's being in this sat alone. Everything is resolved into sat alone. Resolution means you need not physically resolve. You resolve in your buddhi. So you resolve in your buddhi. So therefore, when the karya buddhi is gone, object buddhi is gone. Along with that, that object, the pratyaya also gone. But is always is there. That astitva buddhi. Therefore, astitva nishtatvat. Karya pravilapanasya astitva nishtatvat. Asti iti. That is, it has got nishta, it finally resolves into this astitvam. That asti, the isness cannot be destroyed. It is always, it is there. Asti is, and that is, that is chit. So that astitvam and this chit, that asti is sat, chit is consciousness. So even the object of consciousness change, flower consciousness to pot consciousness to tree consciousness, but consciousness is chit, is sat. That remains as it is. That doesn't undergo. That tasya pravilapanam na bhavati. Karya pravilapanam bhavati. Karya pravilapanasya asti nishtatva. They will get resolved finally in this only. Therefore, chaitanyam, buddhigata chaitanyam eva asti. Therefore, it says further, tatahi idam sukshmadarantarya paramparyen anugamyavanam sadbuddhi nishtam eva avagamayati. Sadbuddhi nishtam. Sadbuddhi nishtam, that avagamayati, that is understood, that existence in the sadbuddhi. Sadbuddhi means the is buddhi, the isness. It is that is buddhi, the is amsha, the sadbuddhi vishaya. That sadbuddhi means that is amsha. Sadbuddhi referring to the is amsha, that asti, sat amsha, that never get destroyed. Sadbuddhi nishtam eva avagamayati. It is revealed or it is understood as the pure existence. Sadbuddhi nishtam eva avagamayati. Everything resolved into this sadbuddhi nishta. Sadbuddhi nishta means that is amsha of a pratyaya, a cognition. Everything is cognized. Everything where? In the buddhi. So in the buddhi, the object may change. But what about that is? That doesn't change. That is sadbuddhi. The sadbuddhya Nishtam eva avagamyati. So when you resolve the karya into karana, finally they will get resolved into that. That is sadbuddhi. The resolving point is what? Resolving point is sadbuddhi vishaya. That never gets resolved. That never gets changed. Iti. Next line. Yadapi
यदापि
विषय प्रविलापनेन
विषयप्रविलापनेन
प्रविलाप्यमाना बुद्धिः
प्रविलाप्यमाना बुद्धिः
बुद्धिः
तथापि
तथापि
तदापि
सा सत् प्रत्यय गर्भैव विलीयते.
सा सत् प्रत्ययगर्भैव विलीयते.
We are supposed to start from here anyway. Yadapi, even then, yada api, even then, Vishaya pravilapanena. Vishaya means the object. Pravilapanam is resolution or dissolution. Vishayanam pravilapanam, Vishaya pravilapanam, tena, Vishaya pravilapanena. Objects are dissolved. Not physically, all you do in the buddhi. Resolution of the object, like pot to clay, clay to particles and subparticles, etc., molecules, atoms, etc. That pravilapyamana buddhi, this karya se pravilapanam, vishaya pravilapanena, pravilapyamana buddhi is the buddhi which is also goes away. What buddhi? That kavya pravilapyamana buddhi. When gata san buddhi is gone, when gata is gone, gata buddhi is gone. That sun will remain always. Gata san, pot is, you say, pot is gone, pot is destroyed. Then that gata buddhi, the pratyaya, the cognition in your, the cognition that is in your buddhi, that cognition, gata san, that gata buddhi will go, but san, that will be the san buddhi, that's called san pratyaya. Sat pratyaya means the sun, that asti, pratyaya, the thought, the cognition, sat, that is there. So pot is destroyed, the karya is destroyed, further into karan, etc. Pot is destroyed, first level. Pot cognition is destroyed, fogged. That pot buddhi, gata buddhi, gone. But what buddhi is that? Clay buddhi is that? Sun buddhi always remains. Pot is replaced by clay. Clay is replaced by particles. Particles replaced by subparticles. Subparticles replaced by molecules. Molecules by atoms. Goes on and on. But that sat pratyaya, that sun buddhi, that buddhi, sun buddhi, that cognition, sat cognition, the cognition which is the chaitanyam, which is that garbha, everything as its existence because of this sat pratyaya garbha. Garbha means it is the adhara. It is what which holds, which is the adhara, which is the core. So sat pratyaya garbha. Garbha means you can take a cause. The retaining, everything goes away, but when everything goes, that particular pratyaya, the cognition goes, but his cognition remains. That is what sat pratyaya garbha. Sat pratyaya garbha. So all the objects may undergo change, get resolved. But what about this sat pratyaya? Everything resolved, but sat pratyaya doesn't resolve. It is this sat pratyaya garbha which remains as it is, that doesn't undergo any change. That sat, that is also a pratyaya, a cognition. That cognition will never go, that will remain. The sat and cognition, sat cognition, existence cognition. Existence is sat, Brahma. Cognition, chaitanyam, chit. The chit is cognition is. So when cognition, when Sat is not there, cognition is not there. Therefore, this Sat Buddhi, that Sat Pratyaya, Garbha, Garbhaiva Pravilyate, all the thoughts, all this thoughts, thought, vritti, etc., that cognition, they get resolved and they finally resolve into what? It's Sat Pratyaya, Garbhaiva, Garbhe eva, Garbhaiva, Garbhe eva Viliyate. All these get resolved into the Sat Pratyaya, which is the Garbha, which is the core, which is the Adhara, which alone sustains all the other Pratyaya. If this Sat Pratyaya is not there, then how the other Pratyayas will come? Pratyaya means the cognition. How can there be pot Pratyaya, pot vritti, or clay vritti? So the vritti is sustained by is buddhi, Sat Buddhi. Therefore, finally get resolved into this Sat Pratyaya, Pratyaya Garbhe eva. That Garbha means which is the one because of which the Pratyaya is. So that is why I use the word Adhara. Sat Garbha eva Viliyate iti. Viliyate. So San Pratyaya Garbhaiva. Sat Pratyaya. Sun, that Asti, Sun, that is existence. Pratyaya, when we say cognition, it is not a separate cognition. Please understand that existence, that Asti, not like a pot cognition. Every cognition, as that existence cognition is there. But cognition as a separate existence is not there. There is no separate cognized existence. There is no separate cognized existence. Everything is cognized because of existence. Therefore, San Pratyaya, the Sat Pratyaya is Garbha. Sat Pratyaya eva Garbha tasmin eva Pravilapyamana buddhi. What buddhi? That Vishaya buddhi. Vishaya Pravilapanena, when the Vishayas are resolved, they resolved in that Pravilapyamana buddhi. When the Vishaya is resolved, then that buddhi, the cognition corresponding to that pratyaya is resolved into what? Sat Pratyaya Garbhe, in the Garbha of the Sat Pratyaya, that is the existence into which they get resolved. But existence is, that cannot get resolved because it is Brahma. How can it get resolved? Therefore, okay, we'll stop here. We'll continue in the next class. Om Purnamadah Purnamidham Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Dhanyavadaha.
धन्यवाद.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ.
धन्यवाद जी.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ.